So this was my sneaker wall. But as we're moving house, I'm now taking it down, packing it away and putting it in storage. And as I do that, I start to think of all the times and all the sneakers I have and what they mean and so on. And one of them is a time where we sat down and chatted about some of my sneakers with players for Players TV. So I'm going to just play that now as a sort of memory of what it was. Actually, this wall was there then in the opposite wall, but right, it moved to here when I downsized it a bit. So I'm down to about 160 pairs now. I was about 300-ish, 320 then. But anyway, hope you enjoy it. And yeah, let's go. Yes, guys, what's going on? It's Mex. Welcome back to Players World. Today I'm going to be showing you around my sneaker closet. So at Players, we know car culture and sneaker culture tend to go hand in hand. Regardless whether it's the aesthetics of how you look or the aesthetics of how your car looks, it's an extension of your personality. So today I'm going to show you around some of my favorites from my closet. I think first of all, before we go into the closet and my favorites, I want to talk about obviously how I got into sneakers. I've now been around sneakers for probably 15, 20 years. When I was in Mexico, I kind of watched basketball, but not really. I was always a football guy. But my uncle, he watched basketball. And at that time, he wore Jordans. He was the only person I knew with Jordans. And since then, I thought those were cool. They were Jordan 5s, if I remember off the top of my head. Those were super cool. But in Mexico, you couldn't really get them easily, and they were extremely expensive. They had to be imported from the US and so on. So my first ever pair that I can remember is a pair of Reebok black and white Shaqnosis. So if you guys know what it's about, it's a shoe the Shaq had with like semicircles. They're sick. Like for me, that was it. I wore them everywhere. I beat them. And that started the trend. Like I said, I like football, so I bought loads of football boots, cool football boots, and I got into football, and I always wore football boots that were just a bit crazy and a bit out there. Predators, Mercurials, all my friends that know me from the day will know. Brings us to today. I have probably about 120 to 150 pairs left. Over the last 10 years, I've been reducing down from about 300. My style, I feel, is more of a street style, very 90s. You'll see me in cargos, baggy jumpers, always a hat, whether it's a beanie or a snap, and a few fitteds here and there. That's all throwback to my youth, 90s and MTV bass. That's where everything came from. From a styling point of view, I always go, again, to my early days, which is Nike and Jordan. If you're from a third world, that just means you did it, you made it. So Nikes and Jordans, as you can see, fill the majority of my closet. There will be some Yeezys, Adidas Yeezys and some other Adidas and things scattered around, but that's the core of my stuff. So we spoke about my first pair ever of sneakers as such, but some of the other things I want to talk about is like my grails, my top threes, pairs that have special meaning to me, and one of the most important things, your beaters. So what shoes do you guys wear? What shoes do I wear to just beat into the ground? And finally, and I think we'll start with, the term hypebeast and sneakerhead. I consider myself a sneakerhead, but some people might call it hypebeast. But I think a hypebeast is somebody that would just buy something because it's hype, because it's got a lot of hype, because somebody wore it, and so on. For me, a sneakerhead is somebody who appreciates sneakers from across the board and can adapt them to their own style. So for me, I wear all sorts of sneakers, and they don't have to be hype. It doesn't have to be a pair of Yeezys or a pair of Jordans, although I'm mostly in Jordans. You will see me in a pair of Flyknit Air Force Ones. I think they're massively underrated and I love them, and I think they're a great shoe. But you'll see me in that, and I think that's what makes a difference and makes me a sneakerhead and not a hype beast. Another pair that I feel most people won't understand, Huarache Lights. Only sneakerheads will rock that and will know that shoe because it was never a hype shoe. But for me, sneakerheads have the power to understand sneakers and trends, and hype beasts just follow the hype. So let's start with beaters for me. Beaters such as these Yeezy 500s, Supermoons, are beaters that probably shouldn't be beaters. From the day I got them out of the box at Selfridges, they'd never gone back in the box. Another pair of beaters that shouldn't be beaters, but actually also a bit of my guilty pleasure, is these. My Ultra Boosts. Not only are they my guilty pleasure because I'm a Nike Jordan guy, and these are Adidas and actually the single most comfortable pair of trainers I think exist in the world, but in the neon, they're just so obnoxious. So these are my guilty pleasures, as well as a pair of beaters that shouldn't be beaters. So much that I have a pair of dead stock waiting for these to die so they can take over. Another shoe that I think a lot of people, sneakerheads especially, definitely think about, it's a shoe that holds a special meaning, a special occasion, a certain something. So for me, is this pair. Raptor 7s. For me, the Raptor 7 holds such a special place in my heart. I actually wore these when I proposed to my wife in Paris. So, plus they're a really cool, comfortable shoe. But for me, it's a really, really special pair that I think will never leave the collection. Nah, I don't think anything will leave their collection now. Also, another pair that I think, my wildest pair, something that's crazy and out of this place is, you guys would have seen them if you watch episode 1. They are my Balvins, J Balvin Jordan 1s, first Latino artist to collaborate on a shoe. And they're wild, they're absolute wild. So I think this is my wildest pair of trainers that I own, and I love them. That takes us on to, I think, my top 3 pairs. And I think for those, we're going to stay with the Jordan 1s. We're also going to visit some SBs, and then we're going to get to the GOAT, but I won't pull those out just yet. So I think in third place of my top 3s are my Tiffany Dunk highs. I love the color, I love the style, I love highs, and such an iconic shoe. So in my top 3, number 3. Number 2 on my top 3 is the black Royal Jordan 1 highs, OGs, still dead stock. I haven't even tried them on. If you know Jordan 1s, they get fairy dust when they just sit in the box for a long time. Number 2 of my top 3 in the collection. And the GOAT, the number 1 in the collection, you already know. Big brown box. Solar Red Yeezy 2s by Kanye West and Nike. The silhouette, borrowing the sole from the Tech Challenge 2s, the upper with the scales, the gold eyelets. These are my greatest GOAT shoe, and I absolutely love them. I have worn them quite a few times, but they're in great shape. Might pull them out of the closet this year. Yes guys, so that's been my sneakers, that's been my collection. Let us know what your favorite pair was. Let us know what your favorite pair from your collection is. Let us know what pair you're wanting to pick up. Let us know if your checks over stripes, or if Yeezy jumped over Jumpman. That's it from Players World. Thanks for watching. See you next time.